Greetings everybody, my name is Rayvenwing and welcome back to the market. This is episode 3 of the Desert City series, and today I'm going to see about finishing some of these stalls on the other side of Market Street. As I did the first time around, I've got the design sorted out in a creative world, some of the inspiration from Pinterest, and I will be trying to figure out the character lore as I go. And that's all I really have to say, so let's get right to it. This stall will sell flowers and dyes. Obviously not the easiest to get in the desert. As such, the owners are travelers. I'm thinking a pair of sisters with a family history of working with flowers. The older sister runs the main stall, which sells the actual flowers, while the younger sister manages a sort of sidecar stall, which sells the dyes. The younger sister also has more of an interest in the dyes and other resources and uses for flowers. I'm also thinking that she could be fast friends with the owner of the gunpowder stall, since they're both curious and striving to learn. The older sister might work with the potion seller a bit to make things like suspicious stew. So this stall will sell the nether wood types, and I'm thinking that the owner is a traveler and hybrid from the nether, probably a piglin. And while he mostly sells warped wood, crimson stems, and their respective wart blocks, he also carries other nether resources for those who know to ask. He'd also trade in both gold and diamonds. And this is the general wood stall. The owner is a local who goes on occasional trips and used to wander all the time, leaving him extremely well-traveled, experienced, and knowledgeable. He prides himself on raising saplings into good quality lumber despite the desert environment, and likes relaxing and tending to his trees. Okay, so those are done. Um, these ones are a bit more interesting because there's a bit more customization involved. This one I just completely built on my own. I didn't really uh, base it on a specific design. I did build it after I'd already kind of built a lot of these, so I had some of a rough idea of how stalls could work. I think it was missing the chest at the beginning was missing a couple bits. A lot of the birch stuff and some of the spruce stuff. I needed to go and get more. But yeah, I added a couple of flowers because it's flower stall. You can There's plenty of storage in the shulkers and the barrels, and over here you've got some up here. So even though this is kind of the main flower stall, and that's where the dyes and the other stuff would be, a lot of the storage is probably going to be over here, just to keep things well organized. But yeah, and I added the little flowers to hopefully keep that cute. I'm fairly happy with this one. It does stand out a bit, but I thought it was interesting. I think it turned out pretty good. It's a little big. I've been trying to keep the sizes a bit mixed up just to keep it interesting. Yeah, so that's the flower stall. And then I might come back to this. I might come back to this. This one's the Netherwood, of course. You got the warped wood and crimson stem. Again, you've got the barrels for the storage. Got lighting up there. There's a bit of a theme throughout all of these that I originally made these designs a couple months ago, and I didn't remember that much about building them. So me trying to recreate them was pretty reliant on the reference screenshots I took. And those reference screenshots weren't super detailed, and so I had to like revisit the world to understand how the roof worked. I had similar problems with this one, I had similar problems with this other one. But yeah, there was a running theme of struggling with the reference images. Also, I think this one might have been missing like a couple of logs. I think everything else it was in there, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. I think it's fun. I think it's kind of interesting. It almost looks like a tree that's just a little bit wonky, but I like it a lot. I might, depending on how this one turns out, I might scoot this over by one. Just like scoot it over one block. Because I don't like this. I don't like how close these two are. If not, I can deal with it, but if I get the chance, I might scoot it over by one. And then last but not least, we have the wood stall. It's a little chaotic. You can probably tell I just kind of came up with this myself, because it is just kind of chaos. It actually is a little bit big. It might be interesting when I have to build a path, but I guess, because I want to make a path behind here, we'll see how much space I have and how much this will be a later me problem. If it's bad enough, I might literally turn this log into like a stair and some trapdoors or something just to make it not stick out so much. We will see. That might be a later me problem. But yeah, this one is fairly chaotic. I was trying to fit all the different wood types in. I might have been missing one, but I think I got all the main ones. When it comes to the actual leaves, partway through the building process, I literally gave up on trying to just completely recreate the reference image. I kind of did the bottom part and then just filled it in from there. It was easier. That is kind of the feeling, is wanting to make it look a little natural, a little bit like a weird combo tree, but also like a stall. So I might mess with the foliage part a little bit, because I'm kind of on the fence on how much I want to make it look like a roof versus a canopy. So I guess I'll see how much I want to mess with that. Also, I like that I get some cherry blossom petals. I think it looks cute. But yeah, so that's this side of Market Street for now. It's starting to look it's a little chaotic. This one stands out a little bit. I'm a little torn on how much it stands out, but I want to put some lighting across the middle. That'll probably come in when I build the buildings behind it, though. Yeah, this is current state of Market Street. I do have an idea. I want to mess with this one a little, but I don't think I have time for this episode. I don't want to make it super long. because I kind of just want to, rather than going to a creative world and doing a whole design there, I think I want to just try to build this one in the world and improvise as I go. So maybe that could be next episode, or kind of could be like either a mini episode or a longer episode than usual, depending on how that goes. Hopefully, just a good splash of color and not sandstone, because a lot of the rest of the buildings are going to be predominantly sandstone. But yeah, we'll come back to this one. We'll come back to this one. I do have ideas of what the stall might be and some of the characters there, so maybe I'll just do all that kind of in one sitting, and see how that goes instead of doing voiceovers and stuff. Do a bit of experimenting with the different episode types. So, most of the Market Street stalls are done, and I think we'll get back to this guy next time. I might mix up the structure a little bit just to play around with some different types of episodes and see how it goes. Like I said in episode 1, I am learning. I'm figuring this out. I'm kind of figuring out what structures I want to do and what ones work. And I've only tried 2 so far, so... so I might experiment a bit with the next one, so it might be significantly longer or shorter than the previous ones, depending on how things go. But I guess I'll see you then. So, bye.